Welcome back to the shipyard. Today, Resource Rumble Round 3, myself versus Chris. And the reason I'm showing this, not because it's a great game, in fact it's just kind of a messy dice exercise, but I want to show off the Dominion faction pack in action. And more so, a little bit of a positional game here. So to start, we can see Chris advancing up, and myself here. So before we get too much into this, Chris's fleet, second wing, Hyde Con, Ceti Eel, Riker, Deanna Troi, Goval, projected stasis field, Dominion attack ship Madred, female Changling, Admiral, Changling, Talak'Talan, Shroud, Photon Torpedoes, Lure, Jem'Hadar Battleship, Dukat, Boheeka, all powered weapons, and Disruptor Cannon. So a lot of firepower out of that second, out of the battleship, a lot of defense dice out of the bugs, and so I think his plan is Ceti Eel, stuff like that. Big points for me. Relora Sankur with Crit Con has a warp jump on it, and Quark hiding something. That's what's important there. So, yeah, this is... right here you can see me doing warp jump, getting rid of the target locks off of the Relora Sankur, and that really messes Chris up. You saw the path the Relora took. Coming in from the middle, bank the other way, forcing him to bank in. He bumped an objective token with his forward bug. That cost him an action. He still has a battle station token because of Talak'Talan. But it has reduced his quality. He's now shooting at ships that he doesn't necessarily want to be shooting at. I've got defense dice because of range 3. And the whole notion here is he's really not in an advantageous position. If there's one thing I fear about his fleet, it is the battleship firing that disruptor cannon at me twice. Now, if I can force him to shoot the Sutherland, I'm not cringing at that, but I still don't like it because it's still 5 dice coming in twice. Because remember, that's a 6 die weapon twice at the same ship. Now, granted, it's in a very tiny arc, but the Sutherland does have the shield adaptation. It also has reduction Picard, dorsal phaser array, so it's getting huge sweeping shots, and hood Riker. So it really does have a lot of defense here. I put a ton of damage onto the con bug after he said he Eel'd me. That was another advantage of warp jumping out. I didn't know he had Ceti Eel at the time because it was hidden under Hyde Con. But I warp jumped out because the Kazon ship was in a bad spot. It was going to take way too many shots. Yeah, it had... I think it had Trellium D on it. I could be mistaken. No, that's the Azati Prime. Never mind. Yeah, its only defensive quality was the warp jump. So, really, its survivability was here. And now, I use Lure on the battleship, make it do a 1 forward, cause it to bump the objective token, get no quality, even if there's some ruling about it bumping an objective, then he would have stayed still. That would have been perfect for me, bringing the Kazon up behind it. So in my mind, that was a win-win scenario. At this point, I'll take my chances, go high captain skill. Here he Madred's Karr, and Karr did its job. He was able to get points, kill one of the bugs, the super defensive bug, because the con bug was getting like 5 defense dice. each roll, maybe 6. Well, 5 because of range, might have been 6 if it was through an objective token. Regardless, I was not a happy camper shooting through that ship. Here, I picked up Scan Cycle as a resource, so that's why the Sutherland has a scan token, and here you can see me just pumping more crits onto a bug and then destroying the bug. So at this point, it's almost academic. Yeah, the battleship has like 12 or 13 durability, but against 3 ships, this is now just chase them down and make it work. So, why am I focusing on this game? Well, I wanted I only had a couple of camera matches from Resource Rumble. But B, I wanted to show off the potential the Dominion have with synergy. I know this is not showcasing everything that they have, but coming into this match, Chris was 2-0 and sitting in 3rd place in the tournament. We had like 10 people playing. And the title match was Craig v. Todd, which I believe got on live stream. It may not have. I don't actually recall who was where. This is over a month ago. I'm sorry, I'm behind on this stuff. But it is evidence that, yes, I had some of the counters, I made some of the right calls at the time, but I was in a fortunate position. Chris knows how to fly Dominion. He did it fairly well. What he couldn't account for was everything that I brought to the table. And, it's also a matter of saying the Dominion bugs do not hold up to shield adaptation because they do not have the firepower to get through it. They would suffer the same problems with cloaking fleets. It's just the reality that they face. So the Dominion have something. They have the foundations of something, but they're not quite cohesive in and of themselves at this point. I think the new card pack's going to get them somewhere, but they're still a little bit away. So I will leave you now with the final thoughts that I had at the table, and that sums everything up perfectly. Until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys. That's all that game was. That was a stupid dice game.